What up, zeros and ones? This is Mike Bust from Arcadiance. Y'all may know me as Vareed from Monster Hunter Tri, and I'm doing a commentary of Trial of the Sea Dragon, which is the village single-player Repel Legiacris quest. And I'm doing this with my alternate character. He's here, Mr. Derailer. What's up, Derailer? And I'm basically doing this because I've read on the Capcom Unity forums that it's difficult to do this quest with a bowgun, given the equipment that you have access to at this point in the game. So I've actually never done this. I'm doing this fresh and live and recording live over the experience. And I'm going to use, obviously, parts that are only available to me here. I'm using the Tropico gun frame, Barazuka barrel, and Tropico gun stock. Full Rhinopolis armor. And my armor skills are speed eating +1, recoil down +1. I've gemmed in Trap Master, and I've got Cragshot level 1 up. And I'm basically going to be doing a lot of Wyvern Fire one-shots and a lot of Crag one-shots. And I'm going to be doing explosive damage almost entirely. I have some secondary shots to fall back on. Let's back it up a moment. The primary problem with this bowgun is that using the Barazuka barrel causes the deviation to be high left-right. Now you can gem that out using the light bowgun, let's see, stock, for its slots, and then have Rhinopolis armor, and then gem in steadiness +2. In this case, I've gemmed in Trap Master. In that way, you can come up with a really good pierce gunning setup between the Jagged Fire frame, Barazuka barrel, and, like I said, light bowgun stock. But in this case, I'm going for explosive damage. I did a little bit of calculations, and it seems like the damage will be high enough with the Wyvern one-shots that I'll be able to get through this. So, because of those issues with my bowgun, and the fact that it actually has a really high raw potential for this part of the game, 240 on the equipment screen is really nice. So, we're going to go off and do this. Cha-Cha's ready with his acorn mask, of course, and I've given him earplugs. So hopefully he can save me from a scream or two. That's the idea, at least. For items, I brought only my basic healing items and some fancy stuff too. Pitfall traps, some bombs, and lots of Wyvern Fire shots, my personal favorite. Alright, let's eat it up. I'm gonna have some cola. I'm gonna have some brew. I think that's more fitting to my personality. I'm gonna go for Bombardier so I can have some extra Crag damage, because why not? Is this a pirate cat? Is he a swashbuckler? What's going on with him? I've always really wondered about the in-village resources in Monster Hunter. Mostly because Capcom is so notorious for reusing their assets. And, the fact that everyone reappears, like this lady, she gives me lots of free fish while I'm here. We have a great relationship. But why is it that when I get into the city, she, like, gouges me just because I want Bone Husk L? It's just appalling, really. Setting off to repel Legiacris. From what I've seen of Ignoctorx's Monster Hunter Mythbusters video, Legiacris has a set number of hit points. Yeah, whatever, old man. Legiacris has a set number of hit points, and he's going to just run away once he reaches that point, and he cannot be killed. So, I'm just going to basically hit him as many times as I can. I'm hoping that my main strategy that I use in high rank of using lots of traps and Wyvern Fire is going to work out for me. Generally, I try not to use folding frames. In this case, the Tropico frame, to the best of my knowledge, has the highest raw that's available to me. It also has recoil reduction, and it's only one of 3 frames in the whole game that has recoil reduction. And so the extra recoil reduction, in this case, it isn't specifically helpful because I don't actually need as much recoil reduction as I've got in order to fire my Wyvern one-shots, which is what I really intend to do. That's okay, I got 1 level extra. Legiacris. What a flagship monster. Is he a fish? A snake? See if he becomes uncooperative at the start. Yeah, I'm going to want to fire something else. I'm going to start with bombs and a trap. Come on over. Oh, cheap. I'm going to punish you for that. I'm going to punish you if I can. Oh, you're so cheap. Now, don't do it again. Come on over. Thank you. I measured the crag shots, and they do a little more damage on his back than they do to just hitting him anywhere, but the deviation is so crazy on this bowgun. It actually has high plus deviation, which isn't really measured on the equipment screens. Sweet, I blocked it. That high plus deviation just makes the bullets go crazy. It's quite a phenomenon watching those bullets fly all over the place. I want another trap. Oh, the Geocris on land. Oh, I got him. So, part of the problem I know I'm going to have is that I'm not really used to folding frame bowguns. So I'm going to be pulling this thing out and putting it away. It's going to be a big task. This is going much, much easier than I thought it would. Of course, he hasn't really gotten into a lot of his boss moves. And, oh, punishing me. The great thing about using this barrel, I technically kind of had access to the Needler barrel. It requires a flame sack, and even though I haven't opened up Rathian yet, I technically have access to flame sacks if Kurapeko summons Rathian. I actually got one already, and used it to make a really cool hammer. But if I just spend all that time working up a flame sack to get a Needler barrel, I don't see it as necessarily being as much of a benefit as using all the Tropico parts is. And plus, this is stuff that you would technically have access to, so I'm not breaking that cardinal rule that, someone else superimposed that they were having trouble with this quest. Oh, of course, I'm low on health, wanting to heal myself. What am I doing? I'm firing Wyvern fire shots. Good times in bowgunning. It's really unfortunate that defense is as low as it is on the bowgun. When you get down to half defense, a lot of stuff can one-shot you in high rank, and it's just... what a headache. Of course, I think Monster Hunter is designed that way, to always make you want more. More damage, more health, more shots in your clip, more speed when you're taking things out. At least everything is really streamlined. I mean, like, all the command functions really fit well into each other. No way! It's done. 4 minutes and 21 seconds. I didn't even get to use half my stuff. I didn't get to combine any Wyvern one-shots. Ladies and gentlemen of the Monster Hunter planet, this is Mike Bust of Arcadians. I'm thoroughly surprised, as is Derailer. Derailer was kind of hoping for more of a fight, really. And that was repelling a Legiacris with a bowgun setup that's level appropriate for single player. For the, I guess it's the 4-star urgent quest. Throw out my final stats here. Peace out, everyone.